Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off in a kneeling position. Bring your hands to rest on your knees or your thighs. Allow your spine to stack above your hips. And take these first few moments to bring focus and awareness to your breath. With every inhale, feel expansion into your ribs and belly. Every exhale, allow yourself to sit up just a little bit taller through your spine. Start to blink open through your eyes and make your way into a tabletop so you can shift to a child's pose. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees and allow your torso to come between your thighs. And send breath into the space between your shoulder blades. Take a huge breath in. And take a huge breath out. Allow heaviness in your bones. Allow release in your muscles. Take a few more moments of breath here. Emphasize the length you can find through your spine. We'll start to slowly transition out of this child's pose. Shift onto your forearms and start to bring your heart space between your thumbs. So you're coming all the way down onto your belly. Think of scraping your chest on the ground. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Find a cobra pose. Your variation, maybe you're a little bit lower, or maybe you press up a little bit higher. Wherever you are in your back bend, push into your hands and start to send your hips back to your heels. Move back into a child's pose. And then circular motion, we move back through it. So slide your heart space forward, find your back bend, a cobra pose. Pull your hips back, move to child's pose. And then right away, do it again. Think of slipping forward. Your heart space moves between your thumbs. Find this back bend and move your hips back to your heels, child's pose. We'll find a few more of these. Think of finding a little more fluidity through your spine as you move forwards and backwards between each posture. And we'll take one final set, sliding through, finding your back bend, and then move back to your child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels. And from your child's pose, push yourself up to a tabletop position. All fours tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Begin to move through cat and cow. Arch your spine, lift your gaze on an inhale and exhale for cat spine. Push into the ground, dome through the upper back. Take just a few more of these. Make sure that you're breathing with movement. And take one more here. Arch your spine and then round your spine. And then bring yourself back to a neutral tabletop position. Walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. Arch your spine, lift your gaze, and then exhale to round your spine. And do that again. Arch your spine, lift your gaze. And exhale to round your spine. Just a bit of a different way to come into a cat and cow on this slight diagonal. Maybe feeling an extra little pull along your outer left glute into your left lower back. And then the next time you're in that rounded position, pull your left hip way over towards your left heel and send your hips back. So it's kind of like a child's pose. Move your fingertips way over to the right side. Breathe into the space all along your left outer glute, into your left side body, left lower back. Push yourself back up to your diagonal tabletop and walk your hands now over to the left side of your mat, and we'll move through this again. Arch your spine, lift your chin and your gaze, and then exhale, round through your spine. And take a few more just like this. Notice any different sensations you may be feeling when you're moved off to the left here. Maybe an extra little pull into your outer right glute. And we'll find one more. And then the next time that you're rounded through your spine, pull your right hip over towards your right heel and walk your fingertips over to the left. So it's kind of like a child's pose. Finding an extra bit of length all along the right side of your body. Breathe into this space. Big breath in. Full breath out. Move back up to your diagonal tabletop and walk your hands back through center. Flip your toes and move to ragdoll forward fold. Separate your feet about hips width distance. Soften your knees, allow your spine, your torso to be heavy. And then keep the bend of your knees and slowly roll yourself about halfway up. Once you get to this halfway point, grab elbow to elbow, bend through your knees, and take a moment to sway very slowly from side to side. So you can stay for a little extra beat over to the left, and then a little extra beat over to the right. Take a few more moments, kind of this halfway roll-up position. And then bring yourself back to center. Release your arms and bring yourself all the way up to stand. Skull is the last thing to stack on top. Once you arrive, find a few big shoulder rolls going up, back, and around. Then expand your arms out to this side. Reach your arms up overhead. Full big breath in. And on your exhale, forward fold, once again, bend your knees as you release your body down. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Inhale for halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold, and slowly roll yourself up to stand. We repeat, open the arms, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, undulate your spine to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And roll your body up. Think of this undulating wave-like movement. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it feel good as you come all the way up to stand. Expand the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Just keep moving through this loop here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand, push down through your feet, reach up through the fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now pause in your forward fold. Lower your knees, come back to a tabletop position and start to circle through your spine. So this could be a lot of movement through your ribs. You can allow your head and your neck to get involved. You can allow your hips to get involved. We'll take about 4 or 5 circles moving in one direction, just finding this huge range of motion with your rib cage, and then start to move the opposite direction. Allow this to be very fluid. Try to get as heavy as possible through your ribs, through your head. Take one last circle. Come all the way down onto your belly. We move into a Sphinx pose. So your elbows will pull underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers, push your palms into the mat. Allow a lot of distance between your earlobes and the tops of your shoulders. So the neck is super long. You're long through the back of the neck. Push down to lift up, to be very perky through your upper back. Find a few more big moments of breath here. Think of expanding that space. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. Push your palms into the ground. One more big breath in. And then lower your body down and send your hips back to a child's pose, hips to heels, forehead to the ground. Palms stretched out long in front of you. Exaggerate the length of your spine, the length of your side body. Notice tension you may be holding on to in your face, your jaw. Try to release that with your next exhale. Bring your body up and make your way onto your back. Once you're on your back, pull both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. Grab for fingers or wrists or forearms. Option to take a little movement from side to side. Keep your right knee pulled in. Extend your left leg long. Pause here for a few moments. Allow opening into the front of your left hip. And now bring your right knee across your body for a supine spinal twist. Option to expand through your arms and bring your gaze over towards your right palm if that feels accessible in your neck. Send big breaths into your belly. to allow and facilitate an even deeper twist. And slowly come back to your back. Pull your knee back in towards your chest and we'll swap sides. Pull your left knee in. Extend your right leg. Take a moment with your left knee pulled and then start to journey your left knee across your body into a supine spinal twist. You can expand through your arms. You can gaze over towards your left palm. And it's easy for our breaths to be a little bit constricted here. Think of finding full big inhales and full big exhales. And then make your way back onto your back. And our final posture will be an inversion. So you can opt to find a plow pose by lifting your hips and releasing your ankles alongside your ears. You can find a shoulder stand by reaching your ankles straight up to the ceiling. Or you can find what's called legs up the wall, where your hips stay on the ground and you just extend your legs up. Just find big breaths here, especially if you have your hips lifted into the air. Make sure you're not turning your neck to either side, but you're gazing straight up to the ceiling and sending breath into the spaces where you feel tightness. Even just having that imagery of sending your breath into those spaces will allow for a little more release. Whichever option you've chosen, slowly start to roll out. Extend your legs so they come long and heavy in front of you. You can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, or you can bring your arms to your sides. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze and take these final few moments for stillness and silence. Be with your breath and to be with your body. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.